way though.
What'd you say, Garrett?
Hmm?
What'd you say?
Yeah, my PlayStation.
Something about your PlayStation?
What works?
I was blocking, man.
Yeah, I said my PlayStation.
He did say something. Something about his PlayStation. Alright, go, go, go. Ow! Jesus. Just go, Garrett, just get to the elevators.
Are we all
Found
getting
him.
in?
Yes. I'm getting, well, Vex, you can join if you want. How do you open it?
Come on, Vader.
It won't open. That one won't open either.
How did you open it last time?
This one? I was pressing square.
Oh, it's that one.
There we go. I'm in. Garrett, are you in one? Woo! I'm in here! Just start swinging! Just start swinging, Garrett! I died.
Oh!
I almost killed Ray!
I did
Oh,
too.
she did die. She's dead. She didn't make it, she died.
I leveled up too.
Nice. Well,
Okay, I'll meet you back in the elevator.
Man, we took too long getting in. Oh, Boba Fett died. That was Rex. Whoa! That's a Ray. Open. Close it. Close
the
it.
elevator.
Close it. Okay.
So
Hello.
once upon a time. Oh wow, you're so much taller than me.
I am. I'm legit looking down so I can actually see in here. You like my cape? It go wee. They're outside.
Don't open that door.
Kylo Ren's attacking up there.
I wonder if they could see my lightsaber through.
If you poke it, they can see my hand now. I'm sticking my hand through the door. They're like, hello! Oh, that's the door!
Open it! Open it, Yoda!
Close
Open
it.
Close it! Close it!
Close it! I was sticking my hand through.
I'm
choking
sorry,
Ray.
I came back to I'm sticking my hand through here.
Hello,
Yeah,
hello,
yeah,
oh darling. Well, me and Garrett are currently stuck in an elevator.
Yeah,
Yes, Garrett?
speak for
Together?
yourself, I'm not in there.
Yes, we're in an elevator together, and Luke just killed me. We were in the elevator
wasn't
with
in
Luke,
there.
and we died. Oh, you left me?
Right when they opened it, I slid out of there.
He booked that
What?
shit.
Fucker.
Damn.
Me and Garrett were just
Shut up,
hanging out. Me and Garrett just Joe.
Go on.
Did you just call him Joe, Garrett?
No, Joe did something.
Billy Bean Joe.
Gotta fucking
Billy Bob Joe.
Well, he's dead now.
Yoda. Nice, Garrett. Back to the elevators. Come on.
The force is
What are
not
you in
strong
it?
with this one. Oh. The worst of the accent ever, but.
Oh!
Shut up.
Yeah, currently I actually need help now.
Yeah, I'm not leaving here.
Help me! I'm legit stuck in the corner, bud.
Ooh.
Get
talk.
out here!
Dollar, you have your story ready?
Yeah.
I opened the door trying to get in, but they killed me too fast.
God.
All I want to do, man, is hide in there.
Okay, go ahead, boy. Tell us your story.
God. Sorry, I freaking hate the
I'm
sound of
just
my
gonna-
own reading voice.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
mute myself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move myself, dude, just so you know we don't disturb you.
Alright. Like they're muting me at the same time. Alright. It's just called, who cares? I'm reading myself. It doesn't matter. It's just called The Zoo. For obvious reasons. It was 3 a.m. in the monkey exhibit when Jojo was leaping from branch to branch until he swung to the ground near the exhibit's river. He began to scoop out water from the lake with his hand, drinking from it for a few moments until a small hole to his right caught his eye. It wasn't there just the other day. He thought maybe one of the tall men dug it in as a new toy as he slowly started to approach it. The hole itself was only about the size of his stretched palm, and it was too dark to see all the way down, so, too curious to resist, he gradually stuck his hand down the hole trying to find the new toy. But after reaching to the bottom, he was disappointed and curious when he found nothing but something soft yet coarse at the bottom. Slowly he began to trying to remove his arm, only to realize and find he couldn't move it. Again he attempted to pull and retract with the same result, but strangely he couldn't feel anything grabbing him from the other side as he repeatedly yanked his arm like he was just stuck. Then all of a sudden his arm began to draw deeper into the hole as if it was being sucked into it. God, I realize how dirty that sounds. Beginning to panic, he pulled with every fiber of his being. With no luck, he began to thrash, scream, hoping something would. Driver's seat with my pants currently halfway up. Yeah, my stupid alarm was late in getting me up, so I woke up with only a minute to get the hell out the door. Adding insult to injury, I spilled hot coffee on my pants, so I had to change into new ones, rushing out the door at the same time. Needless to say, the children's parents were going to have something to say when I got home after ruining their girls' tea party. I should have been given the title of frickin' warhero simply for the efforts of shaving in the car. I mean, not a single cut in the cream I was sending out the window was practically giving the driver behind me a free car wash. Pretty sure he was thinking the same thing and honking his horn in appreciation of my efforts, I'm sure. Finally made it to the zoo. My arranged parking spot barely a few minutes late, and was already getting the look of scorn from my tour guide. I guess she was one of those type people, I thought. "You're late," said the lady in front of me, who was dressed in short shorts, a Hawaiian hat, and a striped hat. She actually looked like she belonged to one of the exhibits. I'm sorry, some jerk in front of me kept hitting my window with his cream, so I had to take a different route. You know, safety first. Not the corner of her freaking mouth even twitched. Alright, well, let's get this on, shall we? She said before leading me through this medieval times like electric gate. We made our way to the monitor room where all the security cameras were connected to, and she handed me the keys. Your job is just to watch these monitors and make sure nobody tries to sneak in or the animals out, and if anything happens to them, just call on, okay? She said. I just nodded in reply. Hey, not anything not requiring too much memorization, I'm in. She led me to the medical room where I was to get some shots with the doctor here. Hey Grayson, we're here for the newbie shot, she said, directing me as if it was just another about to come in behind the door. Suddenly a golden retriever emerged from behind me through the door. Wow, thanks for ruining my sarcasm, I thought. Then a weird thing happened. I saw the woman's face light up with joy, which up to this moment was an emotion I did not think she possessed. And then the muscles in her mouth and the muscles in the mouth required to smile. Hey Lexi, how's my girl been? She said, the woman, rubbing the auntie's dog belly as it looked shyly towards me, and I nervously added, I never really cared much for dogs since I was a kid. Sorry, I'm having a bit of trouble reading some handwriting. Even if smiling. So we were going to do some shots, I thought, said the dark-skinned man sitting behind the counter. I mean, we could wait until the dog leaves, but I think she's old enough to handle her liquor. The woman just gave him a look. First, she's 3, and second, we're here for his shots, not ours. He just smiled. Hey, that's like, what, 30 in dog years? If anything, she's a little overdue, but alright. She gets started. Besides, it's my kid's birthday tomorrow, and someone's got to make him a chocolate cake he can't eat yet. Grayson motioned for me to sit down at the table, and as I walked over, I noticed a wolf in the cage that was basically just licking its chops and wagging its tail in a way. Why do I work these things? God's redraft. You can't tell if it wants to play with you or eat you by looking its eyes. It's licking its lips. As I draw near, I noticed that it has specks of sand on its fur in various spots. When I realized the table, and I turned and heard it growling from behind me. I turned my head and then saw its teeth were bared in me as they had a greenish tint to them. I heard Lexi silently pouting from the doorway. Don't mind him, he just had an angiogram today, and after a tube up your groin, I think we ought to be a little frustrated, said Grayson. I looked back to the wolf, who's now laying down and cleaning his paws, and as I looked back at its fur. Is that sand on it? I asked Grayson. He just looked over for a moment. Yeah, it is, but we have no idea how it got there. Most of these animals came from another zoo and never even seen a beach nor sand pit in their lives. Somehow found this one sleeping outside its cage with an open wound in its lower left shoulder, he said, before strapping my arm, preparing the needle. Would you like to be out for this? Grayson said. I slowly nodded and he chuckled. I was actually asking then, just in case you're a screamer to keep your moral up. I guess that's out of the way. I guess that's out of the bag. Guess I could knock you though. He went to grab a mask. I guess I'll wait outside then, the woman said before heading towards the door. Wait, what's your name? I asked, not wanting to keep referring to her as the woman in my head. She looked back at me. Mackenzie, he replied before exiting through the door. I heard Grayson laugh in the back before he put the mask on. As I went under with my head falling to my right shoulder, the last thing I saw was the wolf licking its chops again, looking straight at me. I woke up to a loud slamming noise and whispers in the hallway. Dang it, Jim, you're gonna wake him, came a voice that sounded like my mom. Slowly crawling out of bed, I tiptoed over to the door and creeped it open slightly. I could see my mom and dad in the hallway next to the front door, carrying things that looked like presents! I'm sorry, I was trying to be static. I opened a bit further and saw Dad come in with one especially big box. Okay, I think that's all. You want to go check on him? I heard him say. I quickly closed the door and scrambled over the bed, pulling the covers up to my neck and pretended to sleep. I heard the door open and footsteps draw near my bed. My mom slanted over and I felt a presence near my head. Good night, Jamie. You're gonna love your present, she said as I felt her kiss my forehead, and a second later the door closed. I woke up feeling very dizzy, my mouth very dry. Then a water bottle entered my peripheral vision. Here, drink, said Grayson, holding up the bottle for me. I tilted my head forward, feeling silly. It's been a while since anyone's had me drink and hold in the bottle for me, I said, taking a sip. Well, I didn't want to clean up in case you spilled, and we were all at sippy cups, he said. Once you can see straight, Mackenzie's waiting out there for you. I nodded. How long was I out anyways? About 20 minutes. You're fine. I don't keep people waiting, he said, patting my shoulder and returning to his workplace. After about a minute, I could see well enough that I wasn't wondering which of the two doors was the exit, and then went to meet Mackenzie. She was waiting just behind the door, leaning against the wall. Sorry to keep you waiting, I said. She just motioned over for me to follow her. We walked all the way back to the security camera room. After entering, she began to instruct me again on how many animals and stuff, all written on these clipboards and counters because, you know, telling someone makes it easy to remember sometimes. She showed me under a counter where emergency supplies were, some rations, and even tranquilizer her gun was. After a few minutes of detail, she finished up. Then she turned for a jacket and she had hanging on the wall. Alright, I'm gonna go home for tonight. If you have any completions, there's a line for you to call. She pointed at the clipboard. Mackenzie began to walk towards the door when I looked to my left where I saw Lexi sitting unmoving when I felt my eyes shock open as I reached out, grabbing her shoulder. Wait, you're taking the dog, right? She shook her head up. No, Lexi's a security dog, and though she's very nervous, her sense of smell and ability to detect hostile environments makes her a great partner. So she's with you. I just stood there motionless for a second, but I wasn't told I would be having a partner. I said frantically, well, you are now. And remember, she's more afraid of you than you are of her, she said. I seriously doubt that, I thought, before letting go of her shoulder and watching as the door closed. 8 p.m. Should I continue or should I just stop there?
Continue.
Oh god. You guys hate me, don't you? Alright. I sat there watching the computer monitors as Lexi was lying down to my left, and I kept taking simple glances at her just to see if she changed her position, timing, or anything. The monitors hadn't picked up anything, and there wasn't much to do, so I spent some time playing online chess and looking through some random magazines lying around until I felt my eyes beginning to droop as the room faded from my sight. I gently made a crack in my door to see if my mom and dad were still in the hallway. After a few moments of hearing no noise, after a few minutes of hearing no noises, I began opening more and more, praying my door didn't squeak. I tiptoed through the hallway and made my way to the living room, where I saw our large green tree and under presents. I pranced over and began knocking and prodding on all the individual ones carefully in case there was something fragile inside, gently, not wanting to harm the packaging, otherwise Mom would get pissed. Until something I prodded began to protest. I heard the silent one person squeal inside too, which freaked the crap out of me, so I cautiously had to resist not thinking about repercussions. I began to unwrap the box, carefully peeling over the wrap paper to reveal a medium-sized box, undoing the top of the thing, looking in. Before my eyes began to widen with glee, as I was astonished to discover a puppy inside. Stared at it, not thinking it was real, but picking it up into our arms and feeling its own warm breath as it licked my face, feeling its heartbeat against my chest. It was all here. It's alive. Holding it in my arms, I walked to the front door. Come on, little guy, let's play. 9 p.m. A low moan coming from my left startled me, waking me up. I rubbed the sleep from my eyes until I could see clearly. Looked over to see Lexi staring up at me, then looking back to the ground nervously while prodding her legs up and down, the same way humans do when they need to. Oh, right, I said aloud, getting up and opening the door, with her following quickly behind me. I took Lexi over near a bush where she went while I just waited around the corner anxiously until all of a sudden I began to hear a strange noise coming from the monkey exhibit. It sounded like a high-pitched moan or something, so I gradually made my way over to the area after stopping to grab a flashlight in the security room. I made my way over to the exhibit where I heard the noise come from, slowly walking into the now darkening sky when I heard a silent tiptoe noise coming from behind me. Not knowing what it was, I began to quicken my pace until only to be met in speed by the noise from behind. Heart starting to race, I picked up my pace even further, only to hear the sound quickening behind me. In a flash, I spun around with the flashlight in hand, raising to fend off whatever creature was following me, only to be confronted by Lexi? I remarked as the golden retriever came trotting up behind me. Oh, right, I forgot I'd let her out, I thought, before continuing to the exhibit, Lexi behind me. We entered the place soon after and walked towards where the noise appeared to be coming from. Walked all the way to the gorilla cage and